Should we just go with that? I'm not even sat in the middle. That feels really uncomfortable. I don't like it, but it is what it is. I have not done this for quite some time. Do I know how to do this still? I don't know. I am so out of practice. I need to sort my hair out though. Look at the state of that. What is going on? Oh, this is going to be a long one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry in advance. Right, okay. Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome back to the Slip Ginge podcast. This is the first one of 2023. Had to think then about the year because that's just me in a nutshell, really. My name is Jack, and I am a knitter, mainly a knitter, slash yarn hoarder. I do other things as well. I have a job, but I'm from the northeast of England, or I live in the northeast of England. I am the partner of Chonky Stitches, who is Jen, who is a wonderful crocheter and has her own podcast. Go and check that out. And I'm the son of Back to Blighty, who is Becky, who does like everything. So yeah, go and check out their links. They are in the top links of the description. Yeah, it's the day that I'm filming this is actually Valentine's Day. So yeah, I'm a bit late to the whole first podcast of the year thing, but it doesn't. I've been busy. I'll explain that in a minute. First of all, I need to thank you all that tuned in over the Christmas period and the festive break. I hope you all had a wonderful time. I had a lovely time. I travelled, I was spoilt, I got to spoil other people, and I got to take a well-deserved break. And then since coming back, I've started a new job, which is fabulous. I love it. And yeah, I've been able to keep busy. I haven't found a lot of time for crafting recently, but we're getting back into it, and that's what matters. Thank you everyone that tuned in for Vlogmas and supported me. There were donations, there were obviously the subscribers, the views, everything else. Thank you so much. The comments were amazing. Yeah, I also appreciated there were a few slip ginge puns, and you know, slip binging Vlogmas, and you know, I need to sort out my slip fringe. Love that kind of humour. That's a bit of me. We are going to dive into this podcast because it's going to be a long one. And the first thing that I need to show you is, well, we're talking about finished objects first. Let's do finished objects. I don't have any finished objects that are for me. They were all gift stuff, which obviously I couldn't talk about over Vlogmas and things like that. But the first thing that I made, you will have seen in Jen's most recent podcast. And I made her a pair of socks, and these are just some shorty ankle socks which I made out of Back to Blighty Daily Profit yarn that I had left over from this pair of socks. And then the heels, toes and cuffs were Hedgehog Fibres Oracle, which was a really nice yarn to use actually, and really vibrant, really colourful, and worked well just to add a bit of an offset to the main colour of the sock. So yep, I knit these up relatively quick. Really enjoyed it. They're just vanilla, my own pattern. Just did it. And they fit perfectly. So, Jen, hope you like them. You seem to like them. You wear them a lot. Don't put them in the washing machine. As well as that, I made 3 of the same thing. One of my favourite things with knitting is texture. I love colour work. Colour work will always be probably to me the most visually impressive, but the technicality, cables, gets me every time. And I've done some cables before, and I really love working cables. So I thought, I'm going to make my granddad a Jason's cashmere hat. Here it is. It's up there. And it was in the Croft yarn by West Yorkshire Spinners. This colour was in Bottom, and it's a really lovely yarn to work with. It's super warm, super squishy. The pattern is brilliant. I recommend it to anyone who wants to make a hat, work on cables, or make a cabled hat. Simple. Everyone needs one. I'm going to make some for myself. I think they're great. But yeah, so I made that one, and I knit this up in a day, I think. Really, really loved working on it. I was obsessed with it. Long story short, finished it, blocked it, took photos of it, showed it to Jen, and she said, my brothers might like that. So I made another 2. Another one in Bodham and another one in the colourway Moss Bank. There are pictures of them up here. And they're really happy with them. And they get worn, which I'm really happy about. So, yeah. That's mainly what I was focusing on, as well as the other things that happen in day-to-day life. Vlogmas is tough. Will I do it again? Absolutely yes. Will I enjoy it? Probably not. I really did enjoy making content. It's very different to doing the podcasts. You have to think differently. You have to schedule things in a way that is really tough. But I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to doing it again next year. That's my finished objects. I haven't really done a lot else. It's been very busy. It's been a very busy time. Lots of meetings, work, which has been chaotic. It's okay because now I can use my downtime to knit. And play music and play video games and go on walks and adventures and everything else. But to knit, that's what this podcast is all about. So, we're going to go on to whips now. Whips is a little bit more, not a lot's happened, but there is a new cast on. There's one new cast. I'm gonna look at my notes quickly. One new cast on. One thing that went horribly wrong. One thing that hasn't been done much, and yeah, you'll see. We'll start at the very beginning.
A very good place to start.
And that is with the Azure sweater. So this is knitted in Rowan felted tweed, and the pattern is wonderful. It's in this plastic bag as a project bag, and yeah, I'm on the sleeve, which I'm very happy about. However, there is a bit of... I took this down to Sussex with me, and we had a bit of an epiphany after trying it on, looking at how much ease there was in it, and the shaping and everything else. And not only have I got the sleeves on the go, as you can see here, which I will try and get a better picture of when I'm not caught up on yarn. This is where I spend the entire podcast untangling yarn. There we go. So this is a sleeve. Here we go. Which is getting there. But I am also working and making the body of this longer. I wasn't happy with the length. It needed to be longer. It was a bit too cropped for me. And I didn't like it. So I was thinking I could just rip this back, but luckily sock surgeon and incredible knitter my mother managed to help me with picking up all of those stitches and undoing them all, and now we carry on. So yeah, lots of just vanilla knitting to go on that, but I should show you actually, just to recap. There you go. It's going to be good when it's done, trust me. Just imagine it. It's going to be nice. It's going back in the bag. We deal with it later. Am I happy with the project? I'm at the point now where I kind of want it to be done, or I never want to look at it again. But I'm sure that when I start knitting on it again and get a bit of a sense of achievement coming from it, I'll be really happy with it. But at the minute, it's just sitting in a bag. Yeah. This isn't really that thrilling, is it? I am happy with it. I am proud of it. But I just want to get it done. That's what I think of that. Okie dokie. So, next up, I'm working on some socks. I'm actually working on 2 pairs of socks at the minute. Before we do that though, I have to apologise. Sorry if I'm really rambling. I'm out of practice. It's podcasting, it takes a bit of getting used to. First of all, let's start with the Hermione socks. I had a bit of a catastrophe with these. Here is one finished sock. This is done in a Walk Collection Luxe sock yarn, which is 70% alpaca, 20% silk, 10% cashmere. It's one of the softest things in the world. This is the colourway Salt and Pepper. I don't think that they make this colourway anymore. But I love this yarn. And I love the pattern. But I'm doing it with a German short row heel instead of a heel flap and gusset. But apart from that, everything else is the same. This is the other sock that I got a good way through. I got it caught on the zip in the bag, and when trying to, it all fell off, and it pulled, and it laddered, and everything went wrong, and I spent quite a while getting it to this state. So I am still now on half of the pair of socks. I've done one sock. I love it. I want to get it done because I want to wear them. Yeah, bit gutting, but it's okay. This is knitting. You can fix things. Things are meant to take time. Doesn't matter. Next up, I cast on some Christmas socks, and one of them is done. That you will have seen if you follow me on Instagram and watch Vlogmas and everything else. I need to sew in the ends, okay, yeah. But these are the mulled wine socks by Dystopic Fibre. I love this sock set with contrast heel toe and cuff. The yarn is amazing. Really, really love it. It's so soft and the colours are incredible. That's an accurate representation. That's more accurate than... Oh no, there you go. It is wonderful. And I am on the leg of the second sock, which is where I was last time, but I have done a few more rows. And I'm really, really happy with these. They are so nice. They are so gorgeous. And every now and then, I'm just picking up a couple of rows. We are on the second sock, which is brilliant. And I'm looking forward to getting it done again because it's been on the needles for a while. I don't like things being on needles for too long. I like to finish stuff. But I also like to forget about stuff as well and leave it for ages. The final whip is also a combination of acquisitions. I'll show you what I mean. So first of all, is living in this bag. This is a custom Back to Blighty project bag that I got for Christmas this year from my mum. Thank you very much. Drawstring pouch, really, really love it. And it's got woodland animals and snowy stuff, and I love it. Thank you. In here, I am using you will have seen this if you watch my Vlogmas series, but I got 2 skeins of Ushitita Fibre Art Merino sock yarn. I got one in the colourway New Age and the other one in the colourway Havana, I believe. Yep. There's a slightly wonky tag there. 75% merino, 25% nylon, hand-dyed with love, gentle hand wash only, made in the Netherlands. This stuff was difficult to find and I love it. It's been caked up. So this is the Havana in here, and this is the New Age, which go really well together because there's those little flecks that are sort of coming through there. But I am making a Stephen West shawl, okay? It's not one of the mystery knit-alongs or anything. It's just a standard shawl, and it is the flamboyant shawl. There's a picture of it up here. It's quite a simple design, and it's more textural than colour work, but it's got a lovely panel with like a bit of slip stitching in, and I've never made a shawl, and I love it. If you've never made a shawl before and you want to make a shawl, make this shawl, and I mean that. It's so clearly written, and if in doubt, there's loads of support stuff out there with it. It is one of the most clearly written patterns I've ever worked off. It does exactly what you expect it to. So Stephen, if you ever watch this, brilliant writing, really, really easy to use, loved it. Before I show you the actual thing, I got something else for Christmas, And these are some little balls in a bag. Behave. These are, I believe they're cedar. And they're just wooden balls, but they deter moths and things like that. And they just go in a bag and you chuck them in and they keep everything smelling fresh. And they're wonderful. So yes, that is the first of the acquisitions. The second is an avocado needle topper. These are from Jen. I believe these are also from, I've got it in my notes, they're from Beehive Yarns. And they are needle toppers. You may have seen some other ones on the Azure jumper, but I'm coming back to them later. But they're so cute. I love these, and they live on this project. So, this is my first ever shawl. And this is how far I am. Let me find the right side. It's quite difficult to hold this up, but I'm going to try and... I don't know if you can see that very clearly. But yeah, I'm making a shawl. Look at that. There we go. Yeah, it's obviously fingering weight. I think it's actually that way, but I am really, really, really proud of this. The construction of it is genius. There's the slip stitch bit down the middle here. It's got central stitch marker, and there's a little coup here, which is where I was last time I picked it up. I have put a lifeline in as well, which is about 7 or 8 rows back, and this yarn is so nice to work with. The pattern is amazing, and I just want to get it done now. But it's also very me in terms of colours. I suit this quite a lot, I think. So, yeah, super happy with that. It's wonderful. I love it. Thank you for the bag, Mum, and the pattern and everything. Love it. There we go. So I mentioned that I got some more needle toppers. I will show them to you now quickly, because then I can put this away and not really think about it. These are little gingerbread men, which is very festive. I think that works for my Christmassy jumper. I don't know what needle it was on. Let's just stick it on that one. I hope for the best. But yes, thank you, Jen, for the needle toppers as well. They are great. Okay, we are now going on to purely acquisitions. Right, this is where things get a little bit complicated. I have notes on here, and there's quite a few, so thank you. But let's start from the beginning. From my mum, back to Blighty, she got me 3 skeins of John Arbon Exmoor sock for Bly. These are 50-gram skeins, and they are 60% Exmoor Blueface Superwash, 20% Corriedale Superwash, 10% Zwartblers, and 10% nylon. They are super sheepy, like super sheepy, and I got these colours. This is actually very accurate in terms of colour. This is a little bit lighter than what it's showing, but yeah, generally that's pretty good. So I've got 3 skeins of that, so 150 grams. So that is definitely going to make some socks at some point. Woolly, but not too rough. Oh, the smell of John Arbon yarn is just something else, isn't it? But yeah, so I'm really happy with that. Thank you very much, Mum. They are going to make some socks at some point. Not sure what ones yet, but I'm thinking maybe of making some sort of planty pattern with leaves and stem and backgrounds, contrast stuff. Don't know. Could be good, could be naff. Not sure yet. Also going to put things back where I found them so that everything stays in the right place. There we go. Number 2, in this bag, which you may know was used for my 12 blocks for Christmas blanket. I haven't done any more of that, but It's okay. It's fine. In here, I have got this skein of yarn. These are from Jen's mum. Thank you very much, Judith, if you're watching this. This is King Cole Harvest Double Knitting. It's in the colourway Landscape, and it's really soft. Really, really like it. It's come a little bit untwisted, but that's nothing that I can't work with. It's 150 grams, 90% acrylic, 10% alpaca. And it's machine washable and everything, which is super handy. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to make with it yet. Maybe a scarf. Yeah, maybe a scarf in that could be quite cool. But yeah, so that is, yeah, King Cole. There we go. Thank you very much, Judith. I've also got in here a James C. Brett yarn. This is their Marble Chunky, which is a 200 gram skein. Here it is. It's gorgeous. Really, really nice colours. Very me. And it is, yeah, machine washable. And it's in the colourway MC46. There we go. Not a very descriptive colourway, but it's got all these lovely teals and greens and navies. And in terms of content, is it going to tell me what's in it? Hello? Hello? It's 100% acrylic. There we go. But again, it feels soft. It's, yeah, very soft. Really like that. So thank you very much to Judith for those two skeins. They are wonderful. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to leave this out because there's some things to show you with that later, but I have some more yarn to show you now. We're going to go from my mother next, and she got me a 4-ply skein from Beehive Yarns. If you don't know of Beehive Yarns, they make beautiful skeins, and my mum got me this one because she thought, if you like that Ishitita yarn, you'll like this colourway. So this is Fox Sentinel on their Audrey base, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 100 grams, 425 metres, 4-ply. Here it is. There is something about reds and oranges and browns with grey that, for some reason, it just, it does something to me. I don't know what, but it does something. But this yarn is absolutely gorgeous. So thank you very, very much, Mum. That is going to make either some really nice socks or go into another shawl pattern. Not sure yet, but I love it. Thank you. And in case that wasn't enough Beehive Yarns for you, bear in mind that there has been notions, well, the needle topper things, and a skein of yarn. We have a sock set as well. I love this sock set. You may have seen it in Jen's podcast that she put up recently. You may have seen it, not sure. This is the I haven't actually written on my notes what base this is. It is the Audrey base again, but this is the Winterberries sock set. I'm not sure if this was a one-off or a limited edition one, but it's very nice. Here you go. This yarn is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if Jen wants me to make her socks out of this. I would not be surprised, and I would happily. However, I think these are really, really nice. They're subtle. The thing is, though, with stuff like this, I don't want to do something overly textured. I'm just going to want to do a vanilla sock. And the same with this. I would just do a vanilla sock. I don't want to texture it because it's got all the colours in. You're not going to see the pattern. I'm just going to have so many vanilla socks. And I'm okay with that. Right. In terms of notions now. The notions part of the acquisition section. Looking around. We've spoken about the bag from Back to Blighty. We've spoken about the gingerbread men and the avocados, which are from Jen. This is from things from Jen, yes. I've got another thing from Mum, and she made me carry this back up here, which I think was really mean of you, Mum, because it was a nightmare to try and carry. But I've got some more sock blockers. I needed some new ones. I needed some slightly bigger ones for me. And I got these lovely ones. I don't know where these are from, Mum. If you can let me know, that would be wonderful. But they've got these sort of velvet, hooky, strappy bits. and these lovely woodland leafy designs on there. So yeah, they are just wooden sock blockers. Thank you very much, Mum. They are super handy, and yeah, looking forward to using them on all of these socks that I've now got to make. Now we can bring back this bag. This is such a catastrophe, I apologise for this. On this bag, which is an old Back to Blighty project bag, which I've had for as long as I can remember, I've got some more badges from Jen. So I have got this one, which is some books, because I am a bit of a nerd. I don't know if you would have seen on previous podcasts, but I used to have a bookshelf that was like in there where the guitar case is now. I have a lot of books that I've collected for research, and they're very old. Yeah, they're antiquarian song and poetry books and things. I've got a lot. So Jen got me that because she knows that I'm a nerd. Thank you, Jen. But also, she got me this, which says Sip Sip Knit on it, which is a really nice enamel pin. I will ask Jen to tell me where these are from, and if she can, maybe she can put them in the comments. Thank you, Jen. But yeah, which is kind of nice because Sip Sip Knit, Slip Sip Ginge, it's got a nice ring to it, hasn't it? But yeah, really love those. So thank you very much, Jen, for them. And in case that wasn't enough, I got given some they are notions. They're like stitch markers. And these are from Jen's mum. This is from Judith again. So thank you very, very much. But I have got all of these, which are like little clip things. So there is a hedgehog just in there with a massive snoot. Love it. And then we have got, we'll go through all of these very quickly, and I'll try and hold them in a way that makes it easy to see. There is an owl on there, which is very cool. I like that. We've then got a fox on there. We've then got a stag just on there. If it's going to focus again, that'd be great. There we go. We've then got a bunny just on there. There we are. And then to finish off, we have a squirrel. So yeah, there we go. Lots of new little progress trackers now. They've also got quite a nice large clasp on them, so that in terms of clipping onto a project, especially larger ones, you want to make sure that you've got enough of the stitch. So these would be great for that. So thank you very much, Judith. Okay, right, we're going on to books now. This is where things start to get a little bit nerdy, but I've acquired 4 books. 3 are from Jen, and 1 is from James and Becca. So James and Becca, if you're watching this, thank you very much. But we'll start with James and Becca's book first. I've had my eye on this book, and particularly this series of books, for quite a long time. They're by Lane, and this is the 52 Weeks of Socks book. Knitting is more than just knit, knit, purl. It's a feeling. They are wonderful books, and they have got some beautiful patterns in. For example, let's go down to some of the earlier pictures of everything. There's some gorgeous stuff in here, like seriously gorgeous stuff. Everything is just so aesthetic. Everything is so technically clever, tasteful. And there we go, that's what I wanted, just pictures of... It kind of gives you the general vibe of the book. I love it. So thank you so much, James and Becca. There are, just reading through it, there are so many things that I've learnt already. Oh, very me. Thank you very, very much, James and Becca. I love this. This is going to get a lot of use. I'll put it there for now. Thank you. Okay. Then the next book is actually a book that is not necessarily knitting, but it's to do with yarn. But it's called The Colours of Nature by Anne Stordebeck Kier and Louise Scheld Fredrickson. This book was not originally written in English. and it's called The Colours of Nature, which is a basic DIY for natural dyeing. This is a gold mine of a book. If you are interested in anything to do with yarn and dyeing, this book seems to cover everything. It's got stuff about obviously getting started, preparing yarn, the different fibres with everything you'd need. And then it goes on to eventually how to play with colours and how to get the most out of your dye pots. So dyeing at the minute is not something that I can do in this house. However, when I move out, maybe I'll dye some yarn. Who knows? So yes, thank you very much, Jen, for that book. This is, oh, it's beautiful. Thank you. Put that there. Next up is a book that is somewhat nerdy. I mentioned earlier that I've got a lot of books on poetry and songs and things like that. Jen got me 10 poems about knitting. So this is printed in the UK by Candlestick Press, and it is compiled by... The introduction is by Di Slaney, and it's just a lovely little book that's got knitting poems in. It's got 10 poems about knitting, and yeah, it's just a really nice little cute book. So thank you very much, Jen. Yeah, that will go on the shelf with all of the other stuff. Thank you. So finally, in terms of books from Jen, I got something by Katie Green, and this is the Fairy Ring sock pattern book. There is also a cardigan and a hat available, but I've got the socks, and this is not just an ordinary knitting pattern. This has all been beautifully illustrated and reads like a book. Well, you go through it like a book. It's so stunning. It's such high quality. I recommend this to anyone, even though I haven't made them yet. I want to cast them on, but thank you, Jen. I love it. I really love it. There are a couple of other things that I have been given as gifts, and these aren't yarn, they aren't notions, they aren't books, but they are just things that are handmade. The first of which is these mittens. These are from Jen, and there is a story behind these. Someone that Jen works with makes these. They use Shetland wool. They're from Shetland, and they are absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, Jen also has some of her own. Check out her podcast to see them. But yeah, these are absolutely beautiful, and I wear these all the time. So Jen, thank you very, very much. Still super sheepy. I'm in love with them. The final thing that I've received as a gift is somewhere over there, so I'm going to go and get that quick. Here we go. So, you may have seen Jen's podcast on there. She made scarves in Rowan Valley tweed. And she made an orange one that was gorgeous with amazing tassels on it. And I said, I'd love a scarf, but I'm not a tassel kind of guy. Look how long it is. Oh dear. I'll try it again. Jen made me a scarf. It's in Rowan Valley tweed. I can't remember the colourway. I'll put it on screen. And she does talk about this in her podcast. It's actually a bit more vibrant than what it's showing. That's quite accurate. Jen, I love it. Thank you so much. I'm going to give it a proper block. Yeah, but already the drape is stunning. I love it. Thank you so much. This is, yeah, I love it. You made me something, and I made you something. We're just that cute. So yeah, I only have a couple of other acquisitions, and then we're done. Then you can go back to your day of sorting this. There is also, I just pulled one of Jen's hairs out of the scarf. There we go. That happens with Jen because she has such long hair. It gets in the wool. The final things, I actually brought a couple of skeins of yarn, and I got these in the sales, so I kind of had to. And these are from Pixie Yarn. Hi Jack, thank you for your order. I hope your squishy yarn I hope you love your squishy yarn and create something special, Sophie. So, sorry. Okay, so, thank you very much, Pixie Yarn. From you, I got 2 sock fingering weight sets. The first I'll show you is called Witching Hour. These are 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. And this is it. So this is a gorgeous skein. Again, it's got those greys and purples and reds in that I love. With little flecks of green as well. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful skein. So thank you, Pixie Yarns, for making such beautiful yarn and putting a sale on. And the second skein I got is Chameleon on the same base, and is certainly a bit lighter, a bit more blue based, a bit less vibrant. However, I really, really love it. I love the variegation on this, and I can't wait to see how these yarns knit up. So they are very, very nice additions. They actually go together quite. Need to think about that. But yeah, so lots of yarn, lots of goodies, and yeah, so that is like all of my acquisitions, everything that I'm up to so far. Some things I need to say. First of all, again, a massive thank you to everyone that supported me through Vlogmas, donated, liked, subscribed, commented, and got involved. So a massive thank you to all of you. A massive thank you to everyone that was streaming my EP. That you may or may not know that I'm a musician. There's guitar case there. Yeah, thank you to everyone that's been listening to that. I really hope you've been enjoying listening to that in the background. There is more music coming soon. Thank you to all of the podcasts that have mentioned me. You really didn't have to do that. Thank you. I do this as a bit of fun and to keep you busy on the odd afternoon, once a month or whatever. And yeah, so thank you for giving me shout outs and things like that. And thank you to everyone that got me lovely things over the festive period. It really means a lot, so thank you. Another thing I need to say is that Jen is doing a giveaway on her podcast, so go and check that out. Make sure you get involved with that. I am not entering the giveaway. I have received enough from Jen, and I would much rather have no chance of winning than have a small chance of winning and potentially take something away from you guys. So go and get involved with that. And I don't know when the next podcast will be. I've got a lot of things to do. I've got a lot of yarn to work through, but I do have some plans. I want to get on with the things that I've started. That's the priority, not to just cast on new projects. So yeah, that's my plan. Let me know what your plans are. Again, let me know what happened in January. Let me know how you're all doing. And make sure you follow me on all my socials, Instagram, mainly Instagram and here. And on Ravelry, add me as a friend and I will add you back because I do that because I'm a nice guy. So yes, keep knitting, keep crafting, keep doing whatever you're doing. And I'm going to look back through this and see how much of this I don't like. And yeah, take care everyone, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. All the best. Cheers.